So as we get into December, we have this eclipse coming up, this solar eclipse on December 26, 2019. The eclipse goes into effect 3 weeks prior. 3 weeks prior to the activation. So it's not the date of the 26th. That's the big mistake most astrologers make. They look at the one date and people just, wow, nothing happened on the 26th. I'm good to go. It's what's leading up to that period. Trump's black box, his transits are very strong leading up into the eclipse. And should we see the articles of impeachment passed and ratified by Congress by Thanksgiving, if the House votes to impeach Trump, which is looking less likely, but if they are to do so, the Senate would then hold a trial on whether to oust them in December. And this would give Trump a strategic advantage. All the advantage goes to Trump as the Senate shifts towards impeachment, as the trial of impeachment begins leading up to the eclipse. It's the most important point I want to make. As we lead into this eclipse, Trump's ability to overcome the impeachment in a very dramatic and decisive way is more likely. So we're going to see a strategic advantage that will shift to Trump as the Senate impeachment trial begins leading up to the solar eclipse into Christmas. So this is what's likely to go down. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has stated that they want to call on their own witnesses. And the Trump defense team states that they want to refocus the inquiry by seeking testimony from people such as Hunter Biden and along with Joe Biden. They want to put them on the stand in the Senate during an impeachment hearing, and they want to prosecute them and get testimony directly from them. Trump and some of the Republicans have pushed a strong narrative suggesting improprieties by Hunter Biden, and they want to get to the underpinning of what was going on with the Ukrainian natural gas company that he was on the board of while his father was vice president. They're going to call witnesses about that, about the Ukrainian involvement in the 2016 presidential election, and they're going to pull in the Clintons, they're going to pull in members of the Obama administration, they're going to pull in a number of people that were part of the presidential election team on both Hillary and Trump's team. And all of this can certainly make life very difficult for Joe Biden because this is the beginning of the presidential primary season. And right now, Joe Biden is still leading. He is their lead candidate. So McConnell is likely to call real witnesses on both sides of the aisle. And McConnell won't make this easy for anyone. He won't make this an easy vote for any senator. He is very focused on maintaining a majority of Republicans for the Senate. So the solar eclipse, in my opinion, will play a major wild card and likely galvanize Trump or Trump's team to push his attorneys to pursue testimony directly from the Bidens and the Obama administration and others that were directly involved with Burisma and the 2016 election. It would also please the GOP voters and woo independent voters and perhaps help any wavering voters and wavering Republican senators such as Senator Mitt Romney. It would certainly help Trump if they were to stand by Trump on a climactic vote on whether to remove him from office. The reason I say climactic vote is because eclipses often correlate with climactic breakout events. There's like a tipping point that occurs with eclipses. And we could see Trump pushing the envelope, that he's pushing the Republicans to all unify in a way they haven't been unified, especially Mitt Romney, who's claimed he is not likely to vote for Trump. But McConnell is pressuring him. And basically what Trump wants to do is he wants to get not only Congress, but Senate to vote yay or nay on whether to remove him or not from office. Why? Because this will shape the narrative for who's going to control the Congress and the Senate and the White House in 2020. So historically, when that has happened with presidents, when senators and congressmen have voted against a sitting president in an impeachment process, they have often lost re-election. So this is something that Trump wants to push because this will almost assure the prospect that the Senate will remain Republican and the Congress has a chance of going back to being Republican. Now, I'm not saying that will absolutely happen. We have to look into that. We have to look at what's at play, where the economy will be at, and there'll be a number of other factors. But here's the point. Trump will be setting the narrative for the election in December at the time of the eclipse. And it often correlates with a climactic moment So we can see a climactic vote where senators will be wooed to vote either yay or nay to remove him from office. Should Trump have the backing of the majority of GOP senators, it's highly unlikely, at least statistically speaking, that he'll lose re-election. This doesn't ensure re-election because there's other factors. And the bigger problem really with Trump is not so much Nancy Pelosi or Adam Schiff or any of these players. It has to do with the economy in the end. And we'll get to that.